We were never rattled, ever. Because we're always in the moment, always in the present, always extremely calm, always looking at the reality of the situation and not letting our emotions cloud our execution. I switched my mind to something else. Switched my mode to something else. Stone cold killer. You gotta put yourself in that cage. When I'm in that cage, bro, don't touch me. For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus, Decimus, Meridius, and Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time.
What's going on, everybody? We got Browns football back. It's for just that those bye weeks are a killer. With me as always, I've got my dad with me in the other room. Dad, how's it going?
Good, Mike. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. We've got possibly we might have a call in from Ristano today. He is currently tailgating right outside the stadium, so there's a possibility that he's going to be joining, but he'll be dialing in if possible. If not, we'll catch up with him in the post game show. Again, he'll dial in on the Zoom call. So yeah, just to kind of kick things off, it's been a long time since we had Browns football. It's been 2 weeks. Last time we had we narrowly got beat due to honestly poor offensive performance there.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully this week the offense can come back to life and the defense can do what they did in Baltimore. If they do, we're in good shape. If not, we're not going to be in good shape. And, looking to see what happened at Pittsburgh already on Thursday. The fact that they beat the Steelers last week, or the Steelers beat the Ravens last week, and Joe Burrow's hand is now all banged up. I mean, this is the AFC North is, even though we're 2 games out, we're still kind of wide open, and the rest of the season starts today. So what are your thoughts going into this one?
Yeah, it's definitely it's a playoff game. The playoffs for us start today. So we can't afford to lose this game.
Mm-hmm.
We can't afford to look bad in this game. A win is a win. Hopefully we don't win it ugly, that we do win it in the right way. But we can't afford to lose it. I mean, our season's over if we lose this game. And the guys, Miles's comment this week that the guys weren't focused, which it's hard to get focused when you have a 2-week layoff to come back and then all be hyped up because you haven't played in a while, you haven't been doing your normal stuff. But so that was a little disheartening. So I'm hoping they're over that and Stefanski has them ready to play, and I hope it's the next 2 games are playoff games. We can't afford to lose either one. We have to win both. We can afford to lose, I think, the Packers game, play well, Christmas, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finish strong with 2 wins at the end. That's the ideal. If we run the table, that's great, but I don't anticipate that. But we got to start today. Arch rival at home. Everybody's rested up. We lost Njoku, I think, to COVID just yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and we lose Newsome to a concussion on the last practice play on Friday. Talk about bad luck and not going our way. Lose a top defensive player. I had to shake my head. That was really, really unfortunate. So yeah. Hopefully we overcome that. He gets out of protocol next week and can play and contribute. But those are my opening thoughts.
Yeah, I think that was one of the, actually let's talk about injuries going to the next topic. The Ravens with Marlon Humphrey out and with, yeah, that's huge. But then Greg Newsome being out as well. That's, that it's difficult,
Right.
Just give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat. We've got Hambone, Gary Washington, Mark Schoen, Chubbawubba Hub 24, John Schlegel, Crew Ops, Xander, BCI's here, Mr. Roll Up, Biz Plug, Henry, Utah. Saw some other homies in here. Gary Washington. Who else we got? Cleveland Ethan showing up. What's going on, guys? Isaiah Gassina's in the house. I see that. Isaiah, what's going on, my man? So yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. This is really gonna be fun. Mr. Roll Up 10 says the Ravens are more injured than us. No excuses. So yeah,
right.
From an injury perspective, looking at this game, we have close to, obviously we don't have Conklin and Njoku. Schwartz is out. Harrison Bryant's out. Greg Newsome. But we have as close to as full roster as we've pretty much had all season, right?
Right.
So let's not. We can't sugarcoat this. This is a 100% must win if we want to hope to try to sneak into the playoffs in some capacity this season.
Yeah, it'd be another, kicking game. We got the hammer is out, and we got Colquitt as a replacement, which is a nice pickup. And he may, if he punts really well today, it'll be interesting to see what they do with him, whether they put somebody on the waiver wire or what they do. But
yeah,
punting is important. You were pointing out, he's got to hold, for extra kicks and for field goals. But I think Colquitt has done that in the past. I mean, punters usually do that double duty. So somebody's going to have to hold for the extra points. The weather is good. So it's not, I don't think there's real advantage going either way in terms of the dog pound or the wind or whatever.
Yeah.
So Baker should have no excuses. He doesn't have to throw against Humphreys. So I hope the guys show up. I hope we use everybody. I'd love to see Hunt and Chubb in there together, just scare the hell out of them, just for no other reason, just a distraction or whatever, fake one way, go the other way, fake one way, scream the other way, etc.
Yeah, and exactly.
What are we saving them for at this point? I mean, we're 6-6. We're as mediocre as you can get through half the season or more than half the season.
Yeah, there's a literal definition of average right now.
Yeah, we can't afford a loss. We can't afford to be average. We can't afford to play as usual, or at least as usual as we have been over the last several weeks. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one, no offense, etc. Light it up, roll them out, let them throw. Don't let them run, and don't put them in the pocket for 10-step drops and get sacked. I mean, and hopefully Baker does not throw that early interception that gets us behind.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing. The turnovers, unfortunately, last week we had 4 turnovers from Lamar, and still were unable to put up enough points and win that game.
Unbelievable.
And that's really what it came down to. The offense let us down. We weren't able to get anything going. They stacked 8, 9, 10 men in the box, and they said, "Go ahead and beat us, Baker." And unfortunately, although I don't necessarily blame it on Baker, I'm not saying that it's his fault. But we had a lot of drop passes. We had again poor execution. Right. And that's kind of like how it rolls, right?
And if you watch the Patriots game, I guess it was Thursday night or last Monday night, I can't remember now. The games all go together, but they ran the ball 21 straight times. The wind was a factor, definitely going in one direction. Mm-hmm. They were not going to throw it regardless. But even when they had the wind, they threw one pass, I think, in the first half. And I don't care if it was 3rd and long, they ran the ball again. Yeah. And they ran it again. And then they finally but early on, they busted one going against the wind on the ground for like 70 yards. And then they went for 2 points for a running conversion for an 8-0 lead. And, Belichick stuck to his guns. He didn't, 3rd and long, he didn't throw the ball. 3rd and long, he ran the ball, and he kept running it. So you can, even with 8, and they put 8, the Bills put 8 guys in the box. Sometimes they put 10 guys in the box, and they still ran it on them. They didn't change the play at the line of scrimmage to throw a pass or do this or do that. So that proves that you can run the ball, even if they know you're going to run it, if you just execute, pound, and are more physical. And we'll see who shows up today. This is a game that will show the character of the Browns. This team, this collection of players, and hopefully Baker does not get hurt, so he's limping around and playing on one leg or one arm or whatever. And if he does, then they should pull him out and let him sit the rest of the season out and get healthy and let what's his name play. But as long as, I guess, we have a playoff shot, he's going to play, and that's fine as long as he can play more than 90%. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I mean, This one's really going to come down to a couple things. I think it's going to be able to can we continue to put pressure on Lamar? I thought we actually did a decent job scheming against him last week. I mean, it's hard to complain when you get 4 interceptions and hold him to 16 points. Right. So it's tough to complain on that, but I'd like to see a little bit more attacking. And I think that one of the big narratives that was coming out of that the last game was, this is the first game that we saw JOK go up against Lamar Jackson. And that was one of the reasons why I think that he was brought in to the Browns and why we ended up, moving up into the second round to draft a linebacker, because that he has the ability to actually be really effective against speedy quarterbacks. So we'll see how well JOK does in his second game against Lamar. Let's see how well the defense can go, because I don't know about you, but just watching the Ravens the last couple of weeks, ever since the Dolphins game, it just seems like they've come back to earth.
Oh, sure.
And Lamar looks very human.
Yeah, I went around the league. I watch all the games, and the Thursday, the Mondays, the Sunday late games and whatnot. And the team that I think is playing the best, and you have to watch out for are the Patriots. They got a rookie quarterback that's really, really playing well, and they play good defense and they play solid offense. They don't make mistakes. But everybody else is human, like you were pointing out. The Kansas City's human. Buffalo's come back down to earth. Tampa Bay has come back down to earth. It seems like teams get hot for 2 weeks. Minnesota, or it'd be interesting to see if Detroit can win 2 games in a row. They're short a few players, I think, this week. But the Jets played well a couple of weeks in a row. The Saints. Everybody's just played well. The Eagles played like Super Bowl, and then they came back down to earth and lost to the Giants. So no one's been able to really put other than the Patriots, I think, they're the ones who put the longest streak together, and they look good in that streak. So if you're going to get hot, now's the time to get hot. If we can somehow get our guys up for this game, get Baker motivated, and come out with a solid win, that'll put us in great shape to go against the Raiders next week at home. Yeah,
4 of the last 5 are AFC games.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking when we were talking about this on the Wednesday show. If we go into this game, if we win this game and go 7-6, we're pulling within 1 game of the Ravens,
right?
And that means the Ravens are on very shaky ice,
right?
Okay, having lost to the
schedule coming up too.
They have a tough schedule coming up. The Steelers, although the Steelers beat the Ravens, and they didn't give up, last week either, right?
A combination of not giving up and Minnesota playing terrible in the third quarter into the fourth quarter.
But the key was that even when they were down like 29-0 or something.
Yeah, they kept going.
Or maybe it wasn't 29, but it was over 20 points.
Yeah, 29. It was 29-0.
They came back, and Ben didn't give up on them. Nope. And the Vikings kept putting their foot in their own mouth with the stupid penalties, and then deciding in the third quarter to continue to throw the ball, over the middle where it's dangerous. Right. You look at that, and it was almost one of those games. It felt very similar to the playoff game where we got up by so many points, and it was like just hold on, baby.
Right.
And it was like we were our own worst enemy. We were trying to outthink ourselves, and the Steelers, once they got a little bit of, once they had that taunting penalty that kept that drive alive for Minnesota, where exactly. Ben and the Steelers went down and scored that first touchdown. Right. That got them to go, wait a second, we can do this. Then they got the interception on the next possession, drove down and scored another one, and then it's a brand new game.
Absolutely, fourth quarter to go, and Minnesota's looking like they're holding on for dear life. Pittsburgh had a clear opportunity to win that game at the end, and they weren't able to do it. And then Minnesota came up with that out of the blue, long touchdown that sort of iced the game. But still, I was glad to see him get beat up. Roethlisberger played terrible in the first half, but then he no matter what he did in the second half, it was great. And Cousins is up and down. His numbers were not very good in the second half at all. And they're paying him a lot of money to be mediocre, I think. He's very good at times, but a lot of quarterbacks are like that. Some of them are lousy all the time, and that's why they get benched. And Tyrod Taylor got benched, so he's not going to start anymore, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple other guys are very mediocre as well. So it's a key position that has to play well, not make mistakes, not lose the game for you. And then hopefully our defense today shows up. We spy on him. We keep him from beating us with his legs. I don't mind if he beats us with the pass, but I really hate to watch him scramble around and go for 15 yards on a 3rd and 10 or something. That really just frosts me, especially if he goes around the end where guys are not staying home. They're not protecting the edge. They're concerned about getting a sack versus, getting off the field on 3rd and long and letting him run, which he can kill you. So I'm hoping that won't happen today, and that we have 4 solid quarters of football. That'd be great to see.
I mean, the critical thing is going to be, are we going to continue to slip into that undisciplined version of play that we've done all season,
right?
Which is penalties left and right on really bad plays. We let our mind
drop passes.
The immaturity that we see in these players, and then not to keep going back to the Steelers game, but then look at what Chase Claypool did on that final drive, and then he comes back. Where, I mean, if you look at the play itself, which I did obviously, so you look at the play itself where he points forward, getting the first down, which is like, I get it, it's dumb, I do, but that wasn't what caused that. It was, he should have stood up and immediately ran over to the ref and handed him the ball. But because he didn't do that, the offensive lineman comes over, tries to get it from him, which then causes the ball to get, go bouncing around. Then they lost 12 seconds, which ultimately could have been one of the things that they needed to get back and possibly win the game.
Throw 1 or 2 more plays at the end. You only need 10 seconds for 2 plays.
But these are the things that I'm talking about. These are the mental errors. Right. You can't play football that way, with taunting penalties, with 12 men on the field, with illegal formation, with illegal shift.
Hitting the quarterback late.
Hitting the quarterback going out of bounds. I mean, like, you think of every stupid knucklehead penalty that we've had this season, and we've had them all.
Right. And by everybody. I mean, just it's across the board. It's not just picking on one rookie or one kid or whatever, one hothead. Even Teller was caught after a 12-yard run pushing a guy from behind. I mean, which had nothing to do with the play at the time. So we can't have that. If that happens today, and we just sort of mail it in, and we hope for a good draft pick, I guess, next year, and fill another hole that, we have several holes that have to be filled, but let's hope we don't have to go there today. Let's hope we have a good game, and then we're up for next week. And then we got gravy as far as the Packers on Christmas afternoon.
Yeah. If we can get through the next 2 games, because I mean, even the Raiders have been playing weird football recently as well. I mean, they haven't been playing great, but the Ravens are going to want to play. They're going to play us tough. Although I do think we win this game, and I think we win this game easily too. I think this is going to be a game where we actually punch them in the neck a little bit. Then we play the Raiders, who have to come here. The Raiders don't play well in Cleveland. They don't travel well. So I think we beat the Raiders. Then we go into Green Bay on Christmas, and I really think that we surprise the world, because it matters more to us. We need that win. Right. It's going to be on national television. Baker wants that win in national television. He's going to be going against Rodgers, and I think the team is going to be really up for that. I think it could be snowing that game. It could be crazy. And I mean, if we win out, we're in the playoffs. If we win 4 out of the last 5, I think there's a very good chance.
Right.
And if we only win 3, if we get to 9-9 9-8, I guess. If we only win 3, I don't think we make it. So we need 4, and we probably need 5. And if we win 5, I think we win the division, because I don't see the Steelers, Ravens, or Bengals winning 5.
Right. And if you're 9-8, and you don't get in, you don't deserve. You wouldn't go very far, even if you did get in.
Right.
You have to be peaking at the end, and you can be mediocre like we've been up to this point. But the Giants improved in the past. They had a mediocre season, but then got hot in the playoffs and made some great plays. And Eli played great, and they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
We could do that too. The odds are very high. I would just like to see us finish strong, get in the playoffs, try to win the first game, and then go from there. Anything can happen with COVID.
Well, here's the thing. I also think that if we get into the playoffs, we're going to have to get in by winning the division. I really think we're going to have to win the division to get in. If we win 11 games and come in second in the division, which is still very possible, because the Ravens could win 12,
right?
Or they win. If they win 11, then I guess it would come down to whatever the tiebreakers are. But
we depending on how we do, we'll have to look into that. But we've got some wins against some teams that are in the playoff hunt. So that hopefully would be a tiebreaker that would go in our favor.
Right.
But a lot of it, like you said, it comes down to these 5 games. We are in the playoffs today and next week, and then we get a breather against the Packers.
Well, and think about this too. If we make the playoffs and we win the division, then we get a home game.
Yeah, that too.
Which would be insane. So we get a home game. I want to give a shout out to some other people that are here now. Ara's here, Max Nikolenko, Brian Schaffner, Tim's here, DJ Diner. Here we go, Cleveland. Ryan Burlow's in the house. Wolfstan's here. So, hey guys, thank you very much. If you haven't hit the like button yet, help us out. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We're getting close. We're getting close to that 5,000. I don't think we're going to hit 5,000.
We're stuck on 4728. We need to get off of that.
We're a little higher. The widget hasn't updated yet.
Okay.
So I think we're at 47. Actually, I'll tell you in a second. I think we're at 47. 4723 actually showing me. So we might actually be a little bit higher than that. So we're getting closer, guys. So help us out. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button so we can show up a little bit higher within the algorithm. But we should have. Mike Restano just texted me. He said he's going to try when he gets to his seats to possibly call in. So we might get a live at the stadium correspondent call from Restano.
Well, you got another good day. I think it's nice weather up there. So
yeah,
he's going to enjoy the dog pound. So I wish him well.
Yeah, and then just going down through from the AFC North perspective, if you really think about it, you got the Steelers that I firmly believe, even though they happen to have a very similar, actually better record than us because they have that tie, they're still circling the bowl. I don't think this is the time of the season last year where Roethlisberger fell off the cliff and they collapsed. Right. I think the same thing's going to happen this year. So there's nothing that would lead me to indicate, based off how they've been playing the last couple of weeks, that they're going to magically show up and be better. Right. The Ravens are on, like we said before, they're on shaky ground, having lost a couple close ones. Their luck from the beginning of the season, where they basically every kind of luck possible, including like the longest field goal in NFL history. So their luck is starting to wear off. And then do we have an update? Does anybody have an update on the Joe Burrow hand injury?
I thought I read during the week that he was throwing okay in practice. So it wasn't like they were holding him out, or that it required surgery, or it may in the off season. I don't know, but we'll see. But I think he'll be dangerous. I forget who they're playing today, but I picked him to lose, so I'll be rooting against him today.
The Bengals today play 49ers. It's a 425 game.
They're playing decent. Garoppolo, if he maintains his performance level, they should beat Cincinnati today. I think they're the better team, and that would bring them one step closer to us as well. So this is a make or break for us. I mean, it is a playoff game. I don't know how they're feeling. I wish there was a better report that the guys were psyched and they were anxious and blah blah blah. We may come out flat for being off for 2 weeks. Anything could happen. I'm not anticipating anything at this point. I just want to watch the game and hope we get off to a good start, and then we play solid football for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah. You're right. Being that we're coming off the bye, we could be, all types of hyped up. I mean, the fans haven't seen the Browns play live in a couple of weeks,
right?
And Ristano's there live, so he'll be screaming and yelling.
Our chance to get out of the basement. This will be the first time.
Yeah,
we'll be at minimum, regardless of what Cincinnati does and Pittsburgh's already lost. So if we
win this game, we definitely jump ahead of the Steelers. And if we win, and if the Bengals lose, if they go to 7-6 and we go to 7-6, we should be ahead of them because we beat them head to head.
Right.
So, well, yeah, I guess, but I don't know how it necessarily works in terms of. But we should be ahead of the Bengals. So we'd be in second place, and the Ravens would be 8-5. We'd be 7-6. We'd be one game out of the top of the AFC North. And the Ravens, guys, have the Packers, the Bengals, the Rams, and the Steelers. Like they've got a tough final road as well. But there's a lot of AFC North left to play, and I think that's the one critical thing. We keep going back to every game is a must win, every game is a must win, and it is. And now at this point, we're to the point in the season where our whole season on the line. So like it's not technically the playoffs, but if we lose, mathematically we're going to still be in it. But ultimately, I don't see it happening.
Right. I don't either. These games when you play against the Bengals and the Steelers and the Ravens, they count double. It's a double whammy type of thing. You give them a win and you take a loss, and we can't afford to do that anymore. I mean, like I said, if now is the time to get motivated and get on a streak, this is when you want to be hot, not game 2 or game 3 of the season. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you look at the rest of the AFC North, the other teams that we're going to be competing with for a playoff spot, the Bills are 7-5.
Right.
And the Bills play the Buccaneers today at 4:25. So that's going to be a tough game for the Bills.
Right.
You've got the Dolphins at 6-7. They play the Jets next week. So they're on a bye. Mm-hmm. Then you've got the Chargers who play the Giants. That should be a victory, and that's at home for the Chargers. The Giants got to fly across the country. I'd be betting Chargers there. Raiders play the Chiefs. That's going to be a tough game.
Right.
But the Raiders always play the Chiefs tough. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. And then the Raiders are 6-6, just like we are. And then you got the Broncos, who are still hanging in there, who play the Lions.
Right, but we got to win over them, so that's good. That's helping,
Oh yeah, we have a little bit of a, but that's the thing. Like we can't afford to lose at this point. And then the only other team I think that we haven't discussed yet is the Colts. They're on a bye this week and they're 7-6, but the Titans are 8-4. And to be honest,
we got to win over them too.
Right, we have a win over the Colts.
Yeah, I thought we beat them earlier. No,
not this season.
Okay.
So we've got, but we're actually, hold on a second. We're let's go to the games this season. I'm pretty sure we have not played. We played the Chiefs, Texans, Bears, Vikings, Chargers, Cardinals, Broncos, Steelers. Yeah, it was last season that we beat them. But I mean, still they're in the mix, and they're in the mix with, wherever they fall in their division with the Titans. The Titans without Derrick Henry, they're a different team. They're on a 2-game losing streak. The Titans, they're 8-2, and then they've given 2 back, and they've made that AFC South division, like it's winnable now for the Colts, right? So the Colts are in there, and
they got a good defense. Yeah,
there's just a lot going on. I mean, and the thing about the AFC North is like nobody wants to run away with it. That's clear. And today is going to be a big marker. I think today's going to tell a big story for the Browns. It's going to be how does the team come back off the bye? Are we energized? Are we not? Are we focused? Are we not? Are we playing discipline? Are we not? How does the offense bounce back after that performance in Baltimore 2 weeks ago? Can the defense stay strong? The defense has been kind of the shining star ever since that Patriots game where they just got annihilated, but they've been the shining star keeping us in games. And then from an offensive perspective on the Ravens side, they got to start making some things happen, because I mean, this division, this AFC North is not going to be handed to them. And if you look, they scored 19 points against the Steelers and lost. They scored 16 against us and won. They scored 16 against the Bears and won. They scored 10 against the Dolphins and lost. And really, that Dolphins game has been the main one. And they got annihilated by the Bengals, 41-17 a couple weeks before that. Right. So this Ravens team is, and then they destroyed the Chargers 34-6. So this Ravens team is hot and cold just like we are. They just got lucky and the right times and were able to do it. That Chiefs game, 36-35, where they won. I mean, everything was just razor. They almost lost to the Ravens or to the Lions the week after that.
They should have. Nobody kicks a 68-yard field goal.
Nobody ever has in the history of the league. Nobody ever has done that.
I can see a 61, maybe a 63. Did we ever find out whether the wind really assisted that one?
I think it was in a dome, so it didn't. There was no wind. It was just all leg.
Wow.
And here's the thing with the Ravens. I mean, that play before that, where it was like it was 4th down, I think. And he threw it like 25 yards up the middle, and then got in a position to kick that. So I mean that's on the Lions. They had one play to do it, and they couldn't hold on for one play. And guess what? You lose to a 68-yard field goal. Then that's what you get. So we cannot have a similar situation like this. I really honestly hope that today we're at home, we play good. I think, what's the weather looking like? Weather
not bad.
Cleveland.
Not bad.
Weather in Cleveland right now, 45 degrees. It's not going to rain. It's a 0% precipitation. Wind is at 14 miles an hour. So, I mean, it's blowing, but it's not blowing, crazily. And yeah, it's going to be a cold day, but not a frigid day.
Right.
And, once they get warmed up and they get the body moving, I think that they're going to be in okay shape. So, So everybody, really quick, head over to dogwoofs.com. So you can see right next to our topics, we've got dogwoofs.com. That is, it's going on right now. If you want to try to win the Sabo Apparel t-shirt today. So head over, I'll put the URL in here one more time for everybody to click on. So click on that link and get yourself into the drawing for the Sabo Apparel t-shirt, which we're going to be pulling here in a couple minutes. We'll make that one of the last things that we do today.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, just in terms of what we're hoping to do, there's only 18 people there's only 18 entries so far, so you have a really good chance of winning this t-shirt if you head over to dogwoofs.com. Get yourself signed up. It's the orange Cleveland t-shirt, so it's a good one. And by the way, guys, if you haven't, if you haven't done all your Christmas shopping, definitely support these guys. Sabo Apparel is a veteran-owned company. They're really nice. They've been supporting us for the last couple of years, giving away free t-shirts, giving away stuff for each one of our shows, and really appreciate those guys. And they make good apparel. So head over to saboapparel.com, buy some stuff, tell them that Brownie Postgame sent you. And,
we should tell Mike to pick up some more glasses, in the dog pound after the game. And I picked up 8 of those plastic Browns cups when we were out there. And my wife has been really surprised how well they've held up to the dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
And you were even looking at them the other night that it maintains the Browns logo and stuff.
Yeah, it's
really
talking about
nice.
the 75th anniversary limited edition specialty beer cups that they give out at the stadium. So when we were up there,
Here he is.
oh, we got Rosano has joined us.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can bring you into the main screen here. Bear with me. Bam. I'll pin you on there, Mike, because for some reason I can't do anything else. How's it going? Give us the update from the dog pound.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Everything's good. We hear you loud and clear. We see you.
You see ya? Nice.
There it is. He is there. How's the weather, Mike?
It's nice. It's brisk, but it's not bad, you know.
Yeah.
I got my jersey on you gave me.
There we go.
My warmer pack. Look who we have next to me.
There she is. Hey, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
I tell you what, I'm not taking the walk of shame through the BW airport tomorrow, so we better get this done.
We're winning this. We're winning this one, Mike. Well, I'm telling you. What's your score prediction, Mike?
I'm trying to remember what it was from the week. I think it was 21-17, I think.
Might have been.
Yeah, I think it was 21-17.
That works.
You see the enemy? Can you see one more?
I can't really. Oh, yeah. I see him warming up there.
Hey, he was there, trust me. Yeah, they got to get it done. Well, I think today is the season. If they don't get it done today, then they'll shut down.
Yep,
yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm calling a Browns win today, as always. But I think honestly, this is going to be one where we win really easily. So
I like it. I thought that there. I mean, you figure they had a tough one against us, and a real tough one against the Steelers. So we're fresh. If they did what they had to do, self-scouting and what have you, you're right. I think they should win easily. So
excellent. Well, guys. Well,
I'll
Mike,
let you guys go.
We'll see you post game, okay?
All right, sounds good, guys. Go Browns.
Go Browns.
All right.
See you, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
So yeah, he's there in the dog pound. So that's good. We've got friendly voice cheering for the Browns. Mike and his wife are there. They went to the Cavs game yesterday. They were winning. How did the Cavs do yesterday? They beat up on the Sacramento Kings pretty good. 117-103. Cavs are they're off to a decent start this year. So that's fun. Yeah, so I don't know. I really firmly believe that we're going to have a good game today. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a nice, calm, leisurely game. It's going to be exciting. Not going to get upset no matter what. I promise myself I'm not. Just like the McNeil reflog post today, like you're not going to let the Browns hurt you today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the fun thing. Dad, what was your score prediction for the game?
I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're going to win this one like 28-10. I think we're going to get out to a couple of touchdown lead, mm-hmm. and then and just play solid defense. You know, put pressure on Jackson and hope that the defense does their job, gets a couple of picks, gets a couple of turnovers, and we can not coast, but we can have a comfortable afternoon. Rather than a nail biter coming down to Tucker trying to make a field goal to beat us and that type of thing. We've lost enough, we've had enough agita for one season. Let's see if we can get through this one and have a nice game. So I'd say 27-10, something like that.
Very good. Yeah, I think very similar. I think they can score points. So I think they're going to score. I think they're going to score 24, and I'm not sure what I gave it a score prediction on the Wednesday show, but I'm I'm changing it. It's going to be 30.
If we give up on the run, that'll be disappointing. You know, if we try to run it a couple of times, if we don't because they put 8 guys in the box, and then we give up and we go back to Baker and he doesn't have a stellar game. You know, the play action doesn't work, etc. We got to get the running game going. That's our strength with the 2 guys that we got, 3 guys that we got, and the offensive line that we got. If you can't take advantage of that, then you're not going to win. You don't deserve to win. I mean, that is your strength. You can't play away from your strength, and you can't give up on it too early.
Yeah.
So let's see what Stefanski does. Let's see what kind of game plan he comes up with, what kind of nuances he come, how creative he is in the red zone, how creative he is in around, you know, the 5-yard line, that type of thing. And not settle for field goals, not go for it on 4th down when it's 4th and 4 and we're in the 28-yard line or something. Take the points, play solid football.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that too. I think we come out, we do well today. I just really, really want to see us play crisp football.
Right.
No stupid mental errors, no stupid penalties, no drive killing penalties, no drive continuation penalties. And guys, mark my words, it's going to come down to penalties. It's going to come down to how we operate on 3rd down and how we operate on defense when they're on 3rd down. The whole game will come down to those factors right there. Because I think we have obviously a better team in terms of our talent level. We're playing at home. They don't have their best defensive player, Marlon Humphrey. It is going to be a good, get some, get our score predictions up in chat too as well, guys. I want to see what everybody thinks. Ryan Burlow thinks it's going to be a blowout, 41-7, which if that's the case, it's going to be the Victory Monday of all Victory Mondays. Almost as good as the Victory Monday when we beat Pittsburgh back-to-back last year to end the season.
Right. Yeah. Plus, it'll put us in the right mind frame for going up against the Raiders next, and it's going to be Saturday. We go Saturday to Saturday because Christmas is on a Saturday. So we'll go Saturday next week, Ravens, and then Saturday against the Packers. So what better way to go in with a big, nice win today? I think that'll put the guys back on track. Baker has a solid game that'll boost his confidence. Just everybody will feel good about it. If we lose, then it's going to be same old.
Season's over. If we lose, I don't think we get in at 10-7, even if we rip off 4 in a row. I really don't think we get in at 10-7. I'd be surprised, and I don't think we'd win 4 in a row after losing to the Ravens. I think the team will be demoralized. I think, from the reports that the locker room was kind of unfocused, Myles Garrett calling out the coaches, calling out the schemes, calling out, all of that kind of stuff. Again, it's like, this is one of the problems that you have with a fairly young team, right? The vast majority of the players in the Browns are still under 25 years old. And when you have that, you've got a lot of players that are doing, a lot of silly things, right? So they look at it and go, well, I'm only 24, I'm only 25. Like, I got another 5, 6, 7 years of the league to try to go chase a championship. And that is, I think, the biggest thing, the biggest signal that I've seen this year. And I've said this almost every game, win or lose, that this does not feel like a championship team. And the reason why is because of the lack of focus, the lack of maturity, just an overall lack of professionalism from the team. And you think back to some of the Super Bowl teams. You think back to the Tom Brady Super Bowl teams, or even think back to like the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. Those guys were so dialed into winning. That was the only thing that mattered, was winning.
Right.
And I feel like this team is trying to like have their cake and eat it too. They want to have fun. They want to relax. They want to do, have parties and hang out together.
No, it's part of when you give away the big money. Even next year in Baker's 5th year, he's making $18 million. I mean, that's not chump change. The kid who won the Heisman the other night from Alabama, he before he even did anything, he has these huge contracts. Now that they're allowed to make money and sell their name and get money from jerseys and whatnot, and now he's got the Heisman, which is going to make the hype even more. Maybe he comes back. I assume he comes back next year.
He's a freshman, right?
He is a sophomore, I think.
Well, if he wins the national championship and he has a chance to go top 5, he's gone.
Yeah, that could be.
You win a Heisman national championship and you can be a top 5 pick. What are you doing? Like, why? What does you have left to prove?
Yeah, so if somebody needs a quarterback that's in that top 1 or 2 slots, they'd be willing to.
Well, look, the Texans need a quarterback. They're going to be there. The Lions need a quarterback. They're going to be there. Right. And, for us, depending upon if we can get Jadeveon Clowney back and get another season out of him and then look for a wide receiver, because there's a lot of wide receiver depth this year, right? So if we can grab a wide receiver, somebody who happens to be, top first-round talent and they work out, well, we can put that weapon back on the field and get him at a rookie contract, which is pretty good, So yeah. So let's go ahead and we're getting up to 12:30 here. Let's go ahead and pull the winner for the Sabo apparel. Let's see, 30 entries so far. Let me do a quick refresh, see if anybody else had joined the giveaway. 30 entries. Let's go ahead and randomly select. Bing, bing, bing. All right. The winner is DCove24. Congratulations to DCove24. You have won the Sabo apparel. So John, if you can do a confirmation that we have DCove's address and shirt size, and we'll get that over to Brian at Sabo Apparel to ship out to you, DCove, ASAP. The only thing I ask in return, DCove, is you like the video and and consider subscribing to the channel for more chances to win. Now, also, if we win this game, we'll be able to give away another Victory Monday mug from Sabo Apparel. Or no, I'm sorry, from Cleveland Clothing Co. So the Victory Monday Wednesdays are coming up. Now, the one thing that's interesting about this week, so I'm traveling on Wednesday, and I don't know what my travel situation is. So we may do the Wednesday show on Tuesday.
Good.
So just keep in mind, this could be an anomaly this week. I don't like to do this, but I'm going to Nashville, and okay, good. We have his stuff. Thanks, John. I'm going to Nashville, and I don't know what my hotel Wi-Fi situation is going to be. So we may have to do the Wednesday show on Tuesday. It'll still be the Wednesday show, but it'll be on Tuesday.
Right. And if we win, we'll have plenty to talk about. And if we lose, cry in our beer again.
Yeah. So hey guys, this is deep fall territory. You got to make some adjustments. We're not Joe Woods here. We're not forcing the same thing no matter what, So, right. I'm headed up there for a work meeting, and so depending upon how that situation is, we may have to do it on Tuesday. We'll see. So anyway, congratulations to DCove. Thank you guys all for joining us for the pregame show. We're going to be back at 4. I think I put it like 4:15 for the postgame show. So whenever the game ends, we'll go live. Okay. Dad, final thoughts. I'll kick it to you first.
I just want a good game, a solid game. Don't get behind early. I hate when we get behind early and we have to change everything as a result of mistakes we made or whatever. Just go out and play solid football. And I think if we do, we will win this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think going into this game, all in all, I always have these kind of these gut feelings about these games, win or lose. And this is a game that I have a gut feeling that we're going to win. And I think we're gonna do okay. I think it's gonna be a good game, guys. I think we're in good shape this game. And no matter what, we're either gonna be happy celebrating a win against the Ravens, which is they're hard to come by, and they're very special to us because of for obvious reasons. So if we have a good victory, we'll be celebrating that in the postgame show. And if we lose, you know what? It gives us a lot to talk about because we're gonna have to do some retooling. We cannot put the same product out in the field next year and say, hey, we expect to get better, because at this point, we already have more losses than Stefanski had last year. Right? So we have digressed. Right? So Okay, guys. Thank you guys very much for being here. We'll see you all in the post-game show. And
Browns.
let's hope we get a Browns win. Go Browns.